Good morning. I made sure to delete clips off my SD card because I'm going out today and I knew I wanted to film. Well, I'm already out. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning and it's the best I've felt in a really long time. I think I had trouble getting to sleep last night, which is surprising. Probably because I haven't gone to bed earlier than about 2 o'clock pretty much all of my 6 days off. So that would explain it. But I felt really fresh waking up at 6 in the morning. I drove over the other side of the city. I'm here to meet up with my sister Emma. We're going on a hike today. It's probably not the best weather for a hike right now, but I'm hoping it gets a little bit better. I'm an hour early in true Taylor fashion. I'm always early. I'm never ever late. I'm always super early. And I'm super early because I hate being late. It's a good trait to have. I've been reading a lot of books lately, listening to a lot of books. Audiobooks have legitimately changed my life. I've managed to finish a book during my leave, my 6 days off, and I'll probably manage to finish another one this week as well. I reckon I can average about one a week, especially if they're audiobooks, because I'm usually at the gym for an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, especially now that I'm doing my cardio, and the longer my cardio gets, the longer I'm going to be at the gym. It's just really good to be able to consume so much knowledge while also being productive, and that's what I love about being at home as well. And audiobooks is, I love reading a book, don't get me wrong, I love reading a book more than I love listening to a book, but the amount of times where you actually get the time to sit down and just read is not that much. Like right now I'm an hour early, and just before I started filming this clip I was reading a book, and that's fantastic and all, but when I'm listening to a book I can do my housework and be doubly productive because I'm doing two really productive things, housework and reading. When I get back into running, I can listen to books. When I'm lifting weights, I'm listening to books. When I'm exercising, when I'm on the stationary bike, I'm reading books. It just feels so nice to be doing two really productive things at once. It's almost like a life hack where I'm doubling my productivity, and I love it so much. It makes me really happy. So yeah, I'm loving it. The book I listened to, as I was telling you about earlier, was, or the other day, was when David Goggins went to live with Jesse Itzler, who's a businessman. That was a really good book. I just got a notification. Oh, Emily took a screenshot of the snap I sent her. How cute. But then, yeah, right now I'm reading a book about Libby Phelps, who is one of the people that defected from the Westboro Baptist Church, and I find it just incredibly fascinating. There are two types of books that I like to read. The first type is autobiographies, because obviously true life is definitely stranger and more interesting than fiction. You can't make this shit up, and it's just so good. They were really my first love when it came to, my first love when it came to books was obviously Harry Potter. I was born in 1991. Harry Potter was my first love. Read those books millions of times and love them still. I used to read fiction here and there as a kid, but when I really first became interested in reading was probably when I was a teenager. When I was about 15 or 16, I was heavily into rock bands and stuff like that at the time. So I started reading autobiographies of the rock stars that I love, like Slash and Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then a lot of members of Guns N' Roses brought books out just like Slash, and I read their books, and they're just so fascinating. I love autobiographies so much. And then the second type of book that I love reading, there's a nice motorcycle about to go past, so I've got to hold on for a second. It's not a nice motorcycle, it's the one I always see past. Anyway, it's all banged up, but it looks cool anyway. Second type of book I love to read is personal development books, like Anthony Robbins, who, even though I bought his books when I was about 18, I've never actually finished one of them. As much as I sit down and try and read them, I can't finish them, and I don't know why it is. And I actually want to make that one of my goals, to ensure that I read a chapter a day or something along those lines until I finish the freaking books. But I love listening to and reading books about personal development, books about how to create new habits, how to get rid of bad ones, how to work on your neuro-linguistic programming, so like the way you speak to yourself and all that sort of stuff, because communication in life is really important. I'm rambling now. The reason I'm probably talking about this is because I was reading that book about the Westboro Baptist Church, and I was listening to Anthony Robbins' book on the way here while I was driving. I love that as well. That's another thing I didn't mention. On your commute, if you have to drive to work, it makes so much sense to have audiobooks. Or even, it doesn't have to be audiobooks, it can be podcasts as well, because I've listened to podcasts for the longest time. If you pick the right Joe Rogan podcast or the right Tom Billy podcast, you're going to be taking in all this knowledge while you're driving, and it's just going to enrich your life so much. I just love it. I can't get over it. Anyway, Emma and I, my sister, we're going on a hike to the Werribee Gorge today, so it should be really good, and I'm really excited about it. Haven't hung out with Emma in a while, especially just one-on-one. We never hang out with each other one-on-one, so it's going to be really nice, and I can't wait. We're 7.5 k's into our hike, so we don't have long to go. I should have filmed more. There was this really cool bit where you had to use cable to like hold yourself up while you traverse the rock, but we've just come upon a koala. Look at this little guy up here. Can you see it? How cool is that? I was just saying to Emma, I don't think I've ever seen one out in the wild. Look at what we're surrounded by. You've got your river, the walking track. This is sick. I think I might have lost my AirPods, but I'll get over it. I'll buy a new pair. I'll get a Costco membership. They're only $195 there. But yeah, that is so cool. It's like moving, it's awake, it's moving its little head. It's so fucking sick. They're always asleep at the zoo. Oh, it just moved again. Hello! Look at it. Now it turns its head.